It was time to cast off from Rosario Resort on Orcas Island and set course for a day of more training. Lori successfully got us off the dock with Bear's assistance, and I took the helm once we were further on our way. With practically no wind, we were motoring towards Obstruction Pass to practice catching a mooring ball, an essential skill for any sailor. In fact, catching a mooring ball for the first time proved too difficult to actually video. But here's what it looks like from afar. We attached a line to a ball consisting of a buoy at the waterline, with the weight attached to a line underwater, secured to the seafloor by an eye bolt. This is the general gist of how most mooring buoys work. Afterwards, we continued motoring in the very flat but beautiful waters surrounding the San Juan Islands. The plan was to practice overnight anchoring at nearby Lopez Island. I was finally getting the hang of steering. The anchorage was off Spencer Spit State Park, protected by nearby Frost Island. Bear coached us on getting the anchor set. Our key takeaway was proper communication between the person dropping the anchor and the person at the helm. Some sea friends, maybe otters, joined the scenery. Malcolm wanted to meet them. I'm a boat doggy, just chilling in the cockpit. I'm a boat doggy, gotta let that bird blow in the wind. It's the cushion where I'm staying. I'm a boat doggy, yeah, boat doggy. First night at anchor, pretty calm. We got lucky. It felt great being able to make our home for the night in such an amazing spot. The doggies were also ready to relax after all that motoring. Well, except Malcolm.
Do you miss your new friend, buddy? Oh!
The next morning, we headed out against a super strong current towards Cap Sante Marina in Anacortes, since the riggers called to let us know they had the new rigging ready for our forestay. But we'd have to beat what we have now learned is a king's tide, or higher than normal high tide coinciding with the new or full moon. Coupled with the strong tidal current, or movement of water during rising and falling of tides, made this Aton, or aid to navigation buoy, look like it was racing us, when in fact, they're stationary. I was getting a lot of steering practice in, trying to not let the current take me straight into this thing. In fact, Lori said I was no longer allowed to look at it because it was making me drive towards it. Eventually, we made it back to Anacortes in time to meet the rigging company at Cap Sante. To fix this bent forestay we showed a couple episodes back. They were really great riggers. They were great, from showing us how to go up the mast safely to explaining the process. We highly recommend these guys. Lori and I would need to learn this skill also for future repairs, potentially away from the assistance of any professional riggers. So, even though it was irritating to have our precious forestay bent, this was a great learning experience. I do have to say, I'm happy to let him climb the mast. For now.
Really? Is that all?
I think you're more than halfway.
He was getting closer.
At the top spreader now. 5 more feet.
You where you want to be? For now. Okay. I'm going to secure you. I got it. He's going to clutch you. Just a thing.
We even learned a new knot.
And that was 2 half hitches. 2 bites.
Then they guided the forestay and pulled it down to the dock. Time for the rigger to come down. Now for the new forestay.
It's a high mod.
Oh, this is the one you're talking about.
So this is just to make it easier to go through the tube.
Oh, yeah.
It's a trade secret, but we're going to cut down there.
Okay.
Then the inside goes on this cone. Like that, you have to shove it in there pretty hard. And then the outside lays in all these little fingers.
Oh.
And then
Like it's a
essentially
little spreader.
you just pull it up, and you screw the top part in, and it makes a mechanical fitting.
Oh.
We were so thankful to have this done. Next episode, we grab a mooring ball for the night on Cypress Island. Will the wind be too much for us? Join us next week to find out. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, and please consider subscribing if you don't already. Thanks for watching.